Pisces. We will be diving straight into it. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. To have a look at this relationship and what can potentially come of this relationship. What are the lessons you need to learn? Is this a future long-term commitment? Anything else that we can sort of gauge from this connection with this person, Pisces. So let's jump straight into it and see what the cards can reveal. About this relationship, your next major relationship. Okay, let's start off with that Two of Pentacles. I mean, this is a dual nature to the relationship or to the connection. The two of you might actually be complete and utter opposites. The Two of Pentacles is a indecisive energy. It's a very dual energy, but it's also trying to balance or manage things. Now, I do feel like there's going to be another side to this relationship. I don't know if this is necessarily another side to you or another side to this person, but there will be obstacles and it will require balancing, okay? The two of you will have to manage this relationship, and I think the lessons that I learned here about deceit, about lack of honesty, like dishonesty, and potential renewal, okay? Renewal and releasing of emotions. So I feel like suppressed emotions, maybe from previous relationships for the both of you, maybe from this relationship, but it's almost like the floodgates are going to be opened for the both of you when you do connect and enter into a relationship. Now, for some of you, this is a long distance thing, okay? And it will prove to be quite challenging. So for those that have their next major relationship as a long distance connection, this can be fairly challenging and it can be fairly demanding. So this is something you're going to have to really learn to manage together, Pisces. So there's a lot of commitment that's going to take place here. But with the Two of Pentacles, I mean, I love that it's the infinity symbol here. It's the notion of cycles. And as you can see, he hasn't dropped the pentacle, but one pentacle sits higher than the other. So there's something that will be quite heavy between the both of you that you will have to tackle in some way in your relationship at least. So it could be priorities. The two of you might have to learn to juggle each other's priorities better. Financial priorities, jobs, creative pursuits, other things that you might have going on in your relationship together. You're going to have to tackle them, and you're going to have to learn to manage them quite well. But for some of you, it is a long distance thing. And if it is, I mean, there's challenges either way because the Seven of Swords is here. I'm not sure if I said Pentacles before, I ment Swords. Look, the Seven of Swords is seen as deceit. It is seen as lack of honesty. So there will be deceit possibly in this relationship, whether it's caused by you or this person, or lack of truthfulness. But the truths are set you free, and there's the release with the Ace of Cups. So it's possible that this person can change their ways, or you might change your ways, but it's going to take this relationship for you to realize that, okay, and for you to realize and understand the consequences, or for them to realize and understand the consequences of their actions. And I do feel like there's karmic lessons involved here because you've got the hand of God in the form of the Ace. This relationship has a lot of potential. It absolutely does. But the obstacles that need to be encountered and overcome is that deceit, okay, air energy. It's either self-doubt, low self-confidence, low self-esteem, or dishonesty, untruthfulness when speaking and communicating, not being direct, or taking something from someone knowing that it's going to hurt them. The numbers 2 and 7 are here, so this could be significant. 2 to 7 weeks, a relationship that lasts 2 to 7 months, 2 to 7 years, 27 years, 72. You know, these numbers could be significant. Again, not for all of you, but for some of you Pisces, this number could be significant in correlation to your relationship. Now, it can very much be the way you communicate with each other. Communication could be an obstacle here because one of you might feel like you're walking on eggshells The reason I say that is because you can see this figure captured artistically as tiptoeing. So it's treading lightly around the other, okay? It's treading lightly to not hurt, to not disappoint, to not affect the other in a negative way. But sometimes when we're treading too lightly, when we're trying to be too careful, that can actually hinder the flourishing, the positive flourishing at least, of your connection. Now, the Ace of Cups is also here, which does have a strong religious or ceremonial symbolism here. So for some of you, this relationship could definitely lead to proposals, marriages, possibly even moving abroad, or even sustaining a long-distance relationship. So it can be, because this is God's covenant here, the golden chalice, it's your cup overflowing. But it's also the sign of a covenant or the sign of a promise. So some of you might have a promise ring. Some of you might have the promise of living together, or promise to be married to each other. This sort of connection is coming up quite prominently around some of you Pisces watching, because this is an absolutely destined relationship here. The hand of God here. This is a higher power. The angels, the universe, the gods, the delicateness of the dove. It also represents the messengers. So there's messages that need to be accepted and need to be expressed, okay? The overflowing of the fountain is the water overfilling over the cup, which can be translated into important messages from the divine are going to come in this relationship somehow, either through this person or through you. There's messages that you need to acknowledge. Maybe you've been beating around the bush. Maybe you've been failing to accept these messages. Maybe you haven't been accepting them with open arms, or this person hasn't, and this is why the two of you are connecting together. But the dove is a message. There's very strong religious symbolism here, but there's also forgiveness or sadness. Now, I say that because the Seven of Swords is here. So if you do have obstacles, know that there is, if this is someone you know, or someone you might watch months from now, and you know this relationship and it might be on the brink, know that there is a second chance here, okay? The Two Pentacles are really standing out to me here. So for some of you, this is absolutely an ex-partner that's coming back in. Forgiveness is here. Expression of emotion, overwhelming emotion. So a lot that is said or given or expressed, that's going to take place with that Ace of Cups energy. So there is forgiveness and there is healing. So there is a second chance here, Pisces. It could be with this person. It could be with someone you've already dated. But there is a second chance here at love. A second shot at a first impression. A second chance at love. Do not take it lightly. I think this could lead to definitely something serious. Ace of Cups is a covenant that's been made for eternity. So for a lot of you, this relationship could be your eternity, okay? The rest of the days of your life on this earth, in this body, in this life, in this persona. This relationship could definitely stand the test of time, at least linear time, the way we understand it. So it's a very spiritual thing, actually, to read, Pisces, but nonetheless, the emotion here, there's something about release, okay? Releasing the dove, you know, releasing, so possibly someone you've already let go. And I think this is coming through for a lot of you Pisces. And if it's not an ex coming back, it's someone that's going to resemble your ex in looks, in the way they make you feel, in their personality traits, in what they've been through, in what they've encountered in your life. There's some sort of deep emotional or karmic mirroring or resemblance that you'll come to realize, and it's almost like you've been in a relationship with them before. And look, it might even be a past life thing. It could even be like a relationship from a past life, and that's why you might feel so familiar with them. But it can involve marriage or remarriage potentially. It has that potential for you, Pisces. But look, I will leave it at that. I hope this reading has been insightful for you. Just want to thank you again for watching, subscribing, and enjoying these videos. Really does mean a lot.